I never thought I'd be the villain in someone else's hero story, especially when that story was a complete lie. The notification popped up on my phone at 2:47 a.m. on a Tuesday in March. A friend had tagged me in a TikTok video with a fire emoji and the words, "Girl, this you." I almost didn't click it. I was 3 months into a new job at a nonprofit, finally feeling like my life was stabilizing after years of bouncing between temp positions and wondering if I'd ever figure out what I was supposed to be doing with my existence. But something about the way she tagged me made my stomach twist. The video had Maya's face in it. Maya Chin, who I'd known since freshman year of college. We'd been roommates for 2 years, study partners, the kind of friends who knew each other's Netflix passwords and could predict each other's Chipotle orders. But we drifted apart after graduation the way most college friendships do. Different cities, different jobs, different lives pulling us in opposite directions. In the video, Maya was sitting in what looked like her childhood bedroom, tears streaming down her face. The caption read, "How my toxic best friend almost destroyed my life, and why I'm finally speaking out." It had 2.3 million views. I watched her tell a story about a friendship that had turned dark and manipulative. She spoke about a friend who had isolated her from other people, who had sabotaged her relationships, who had stolen money from her and then gaslit her into believing she was crazy. She talked about years of emotional abuse, about how this friend had convinced her she was worthless, about panic attacks and therapy and the long road to recovery. The friend in her story was me. Except none of it had happened. I sat there in my dim apartment, the blue light from my phone casting strange shadows on the walls, and watched Maya describe a version of our friendship that existed only in her imagination. She never said my name, but the details were specific enough that anyone who knew us would recognize me. The college we'd attended, the dorm we'd lived in, even the ugly yellow comforter I'd had senior year that she'd always teased me about. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through the comments. Thousands of people telling Maya how brave she was, how strong, how they'd been through similar situations. People sharing their own stories of toxic friendships, of manipulation, of abuse. The video had been up for 6 hours and already had a GoFundMe link in the bio. I spent the rest of the night going through Maya's social media accounts, watching her follower count climb in real time. She'd been posting about mental health and toxic relationships for months, building an audience of people who saw her as inspirational, someone who'd overcome trauma and was helping others do the same. The video about me was just the latest in a series, but it was the one that had made her viral. By morning she had 500,000 new followers. I called in sick to work. I couldn't imagine sitting through meetings and pretending to care about grant applications when my entire college experience was being rewritten by someone I'd once considered a sister. I tried calling Maya, but her phone went straight to voicemail. I sent her a text, "We need to talk." She read it immediately but didn't respond. The next few days were a blur of notifications and messages. People who knew us from college were reaching out, asking if I was okay if I'd seen the video. Some were supportive, saying they couldn't believe Maya would do something like this.